Do you realize that Jesus is continuously knocking? That's a really good point. You know, this scripture here in Revelation chapter 3 and verse 20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door and continuously knock. If anyone hears and listens to and heeds my voice and opens the door, I'll come into him and will eat with him and he will eat with me." We talked about this yesterday, but I want to stress one more point from this scripture. It's a really important one, and it's the continuous part. "Behold, I stand at the door and continuously knock." In other words, I'm not stopping. I'm continuously knocking at the door. Now, some of you realize that already. When God tries to get your attention, he gets it. You know, C.S. Lewis calls God the hound of heaven, just like a hound dog, just like, going after you all the time. He's right there to bring you home, to want to have time with you, to bring you to a place where this relationship begins and continues. This isn't just non-Christians, it's Christians too. We always have this feeling that he's knocking. We try to shut it out sometimes and try to pretend like it isn't happening, but in the back of your mind, he's still knocking. He's still knocking at that door, and he's still trying to get your attention. And he says, if anyone hears and heeds and opens the door, hears, listens, and heeds. Not just hearing it, not just, I hear something nagging in the background, but listens. What is that? And stopping and hearing the knock, and then heeds it, actually opens the door. It all starts with hearing. And you can try to, block that out. Doesn't work very well, does it? But when you open the door, he says, I'll come in and I'll eat with you and you with me. In other words, we'll have that kind of fellowship that becomes life-changing, that becomes friendship, that becomes something that feels very, very, very near and dear to our hearts, comfortable with him. So folks, the one thing I want to remind you about today is that if you feel like you're steering off course a little bit, would you remember that he's still knocking? He didn't quit. He's still knocking. Folks, don't forget, you are blessed. Go and be a blessing.
Anybody want coffee?